Hello and welcome to the AFL Today Mega Award Show brought to you by Stockhead. I'm Mick Wall. I'm in for Liam Callum again. I'm joined by two of the greats, Marcus Bazzano and an extremely well-dressed Leo Mullaly. How are we, boys?
I've never, ever been called two of the greats before, so I'll take it. And I feel like I'm the only one that dressed for the occasion today.
All well-dressed. I don't think you get that compliment too often. So just
I'm in a
please
bloody wizard hat. I'm not well-dressed.
abuse him in the comments, please.
There you go.
Jesus.
You are looking $1 million. The wizard hat.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. And it's an award show, so hopefully not too biased to the Hawks.
No, of course not. Definitely not. Newcomb's not winning the Brownlow. Of course not.
No,
How
not
could this man be biased?
Look at that. I'm an impartial judge on every award today.
Now we're going to go through everything here. We're going to go through awards. We're going to go through All Australians. We're going to do the lot. So there's plenty to get into. Look, before we do, make sure if you're watching on YouTube, of course, subscribe. Follow us across all social media, whether it's X, Insta, TikTok, Facebook. We're everywhere. So get around us. All right, guys, let's get stuck straight in. We're going to kick this off with the Brownlow Medal. I want your prediction on who's going to win, your best, your next best, and of course, a little bit of a roughie.
Yeah.
Marcus, let's start with you.
Let's do it.
Well, my best pick is hard to go past Nick Dacos. I think he's leading according to the market at the moment, and he just polls no matter what.
Yep.
You've just seen over the past 2 years. We mentioned it last week in the wrap show. Third time's the charm. Obviously, he missed with injury, finished second, and then obviously polled an insane amount of votes, and then Cripps managed to poll over the top with 45 votes or something like that. So
Nuts.
I think Nick Dacos, he's had another brilliant year, so third time's the charm.
Yeah, I cannot agree more. I just think, last year, 38 votes and losers. So the umpires, they notice him out on the ground.
Yep.
Fantastic player, inside, outside, kicks a goal, gets a lot of the pill. Got to be Dacos.
Yeah, and look, we know that players that underpoll often overpoll the next year or are unfortunate. We've seen that many, many times in the past. He didn't underpoll, but to lose to somebody, to get 38 votes and lose, is extraordinary.
Break the record and lose.
Exactly. And I've been saying it all year. He is going to get every vote and more that he comes close to. And there's not a lot of other people stealing votes from him.
Yeah.
If it's not him, who's next?
Ooh, my next best, I'm going Jordan Dawson here.
Yep.
I just think with that Adelaide setup, there's not as many threats taking votes off him. I think, you got Rankin at different occasions, maybe Thriller, but the back line you were talking off air, Wally, that it is a bit unknown. They're not going to take as many votes off. Whereas I look at someone like Noah Anderson, who's also a good shout, but I just think you've got Rao there, who's, I think, equal to his level, and I think the umpires might notice those two sort of simultaneously, whereas Dawson sort of sticks out a bit more for that close midfield.
What about yourself?
I'm going to go with Bailey Smith.
Yep.
I think
fair.
he finished the season really well. In his final 5-6 games, he's going to get minimum 10, 11 votes.
Yep.
And we all know that he's going to poll early because he was the early favourite for quite a while.
Absolutely.
So
he's got the headband, the long hair. He's noticeable.
He's very noticeable on the
and
ground.
he just runs through. So that is part of it as well. You do have to get noticed.
Yeah, and I think like Dacos, both Smith and Dacos know how to escape a tag as well. So especially in games where you think, look, they did get bogged down, they'll still get 25 to 30 and maybe a goal here or there.
Yep.
So
Sneak a vote as
Very
well.
good.
Yep.
Very, very good. I don't mind Max Holmes as well, but I agree with you. I think that Bailey Smith is the one that's going to get noticed. He's the one that's going to pick up their votes. All right, a roughie. Something, if you wanted to have a look at somebody down that board a little bit for a top 5, top 10, who are we talking about?
I'll give it 2. I've got Nas as one. I just think, I think he's going to be polling strong in every St Kilda win. They win 9 games. Could that see maybe 24, 25 votes? Could he snag a couple one voters in a few losses? I just think in a Saints win, he'll be polling pretty strong. Then the other one, Ed Richards. I think he's the Dogs' best player for the first half of the season, very consistent in the back half of the season. And I think he's sort of one that he's one of the most improved players. So I think umpires notice him a bit more. He's led the league in goal assists. I think he's had like 35 goal assists. I feel like umpires, they notice him a bit more than maybe someone like a Libber on that Dogs team. And Bont did miss a lot of football. So.
Would he win Dogs BNF?
I think he's.
I think with
so.
the consistency, because Bont played 17 games.
Yeah, 16, 17. I reckon.
Yeah, so he's played. I think Richards played all but one, so he's got 5 more games. And the other thing with Richards again stands out. He can
red hair,
can kick a goal. He can win a clearance, but also kick a goal. So it's a good shout.
Yep. I've got 2 as well, but I wanted to steer clear of the shouts that Leo's mentioned for the roughies.
Nice.
So I'm going to go with Hugh McCluggage.
Love that.
Because he's been by far Brisbane's best player this season. And without Neil for large parts of the campaign. Look, the only other one in that midfield that stands out that would steal votes with him is probably Dunkley, but does he have the impact by foot? Probably not. I'm with the same as McCluggage, because McCluggage also does hit the scoreboard as well as racking up 25 to 30. So I think he's a cheeky shout, particularly with Brisbane winning so many games more games than we thought they would in the back half of the year. And another one for Fremantle, I'm going to go Caleb Sarong. Just because I think Brayshaw he didn't have a down year for his standards. Sarong did go was quiet in a couple of games where he did get tagged and he got questioned where he's like,
that's
can he handle
my worry on it. Yeah.
But he was good in the games they won. That's the thing.
Yep.
I love the McCluggage call. Neil has had a down year. He's had some injuries and stuff. He's missed a lot of it. McCluggage has definitely been their best player. It's a great shout.
Yeah, I like McCluggage over Sarong in terms of those two roughy picks.
All right, very good, guys. All right, Coleman Medal. Now, we know who's won it.
Yeah.
So we know Jez has won the medal. I have 2 questions for you, though. First one, he's currently on 83 going into finals. Will he get to 100 during the finals?
I want to believe. I want to believe in it.
So sure.
But you're playing Brisbane first week. You got Harris Andrews, a strong defensive unit.
17 goals is so many goals for a finals campaign.
He's got to make the grand final, and I'm manifesting it. Grand final day.
He's got to play all 4 games, though.
Yeah, they have to lose and make the grand final.
Yeah, lose and make the grand final. Manifesting it on grand final day. Everyone runs onto the G just before Snoop Dogg is about to perform. Absolutely messes up the ground. We're going to have an hour and a half long halftime break. It's going to be a thing of beauty.
A thing of beauty.
Is it his best ever year? And he's had some good ones.
Yeah, he has.
I'm going to say no.
No, I tend to agree. I reckon he's had a couple in there.
I think 2019 Jezza at GWS, I think was just slightly better. Look, he's got more goals than he ever has in his career in a single season. But in the 2019 Jezza, he had more 1%ers. He had more shots at goal. It's just he was a little bit more accurate. He finished 2019 with 76 goals, 50. So 76-50. This year he's had 83-36. So far.
Jeez.
And he had more marks, he had more disposals, he had more score involvements all in that year. So therefore, I'm going to go 2019 Jezza.
You make a good case.
I feel like this year he's been closer to goal than ever before.
Yeah.
We saw that early in his career, and then he plays so much up the ground. He was sort of a 20-2 operator for a while, as opposed to kicking 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So it's been great. It's been good to watch. Is there a better bloke? Is there a bloke you'd rather sit down at a pub with than Jeremy Cameron in the AFL?
It's a good shout.
He'd be right up there.
He'd be up there. Yeah.
He would be right up there.
Liver at a pub.
Imagine that.
Especially one because he owns it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Liver and Jezza together would be one heck of a day out. All right, let's move on to the Rising Star. Now, this is wide open. If the Brownlow's wide open, so is this. There's probably a few less contenders, but there is definitely 2 or 3 at the top of the leaderboard here.
Definitely.
All right.
Do we think it's wide open? Because we've gone the same Brownlow winner, and I think we've gone the same Rising Star winner.
I reckon the Brownlow count's going to be one of the best ever. But this is definitely not. I know you've got the same, but
it's definitely wide open.
There's 3 that can win it.
Yeah.
Okay.
At different stages this year, I was on Levi Ashcroft, I was on Dan Curtin recently, but I've thought about this long and hard. I think it's got to be Murphy Reid.
Okay, there you go.
24 goals, 20 goal assists. The only other first-year player to reach 20-plus in both categories, Cyril. That's a pretty good stat.
It's good company.
And I watched him live against the Dogs, and just seeing the way he moves, the way he sort of tracks the ball, he stays in the game, he's quick, he's inside and under, but he's also on the outside. Great kick. I love him. I love watching him.
So clean on deck, and he burst onto the scene when he kicked those 4 goals in a matter of minutes against Geelong down at GMHBA. But in saying that, look, I think he's going to win the award. I'm all with Leo. He's going to be a fantastic player, like all these players. But I don't think he'll have the best potential out of those who are nominated.
For the future of the ones we're talking. Well, we won't go through the whole draft board because you got blokes like Taj Houghton and Lawler that we've
Jagger
seen
Smith as
a bit
well,
of it. Mate, Harvey Langford's not going to win this, but you go, he could be great. Josh Smiley we haven't even seen. There's so many. Of the contenders, of those top 3 or 4 or 5 that we're talking about, who is the one you want to have your stock on for the rest of their career?
I'm Dan Curtin.
I'm Dan Curtin as well.
Yeah, I think
the obvious answer is Levi, but
I just think his versatility at his height, 197, I think he is.
And the way the game's going, right? The way we're moving, it's the athletic physiques, they're hard to play on these sort of players. The versatility, the way they can go forward. Like, I'm with you.
Aerially, he just reads the game so well. He reads the ball so well, and he's so competitive on ground and in the air. For, like you mentioned, someone his height and weight.
Yep.
And he's already got the body to bully around a lot of players his age. So
he will be a mid forward, and it'll be the sort of hybrid type, and will be exciting to watch.
Bit of a danger in disguise.
I reckon. I reckon they're just breeding Jordan Dawson 2.0.
Yeah, that's a great shout. And there you go. So I wouldn't be discouraged at all if I was a Crows fan and Curtin doesn't win, because the future is incredibly bright there.
Yeah, and they've just locked Joshy Worrell down for another 6 years. So,
jeez, they're going well over there, aren't they?
They got a lot of young talent.
Just don't bring back the power stance. Don't curse it. Just stay away from that ahead of the finals, Adelaide. All right, guys. They're the individual awards. Now let's get into a bit of a team chat with the All-Australian. The All-Australian team. We've got the squad. Do you want to talk about biggest snubs first? Is that what we want to?
I think that's an appropriate.
Is that
they just released the AA squad.
They've just released the squad.
So it's the best place to start. And there's obviously a few names, Wally, that didn't get mentioned. We'd like the likes of, just to name a few, Trish and Jerry.
Oh, how's he not made it?
I don't understand that.
I reckon I've got to trade my wizard hat in for a helmet this show.
I have Grundy ahead of him. I've probably got Gawn just ahead of him, but he should have been in the squad.
Did they just name the two ruckmen in the squad?
They must have, because Darcy Cameron didn't get named.
Luke Jackson, isn't it?
There you go, Luke Jackson.
Yeah, but
I look at Luke Jackson and I go, consistently throughout the year, he didn't have the same year as the others.
No.
Yeah.
Like he had some great moments, but this should be anyway. I don't know.
And
who else?
Down in defence, you got Cal Wilkie, who didn't get a mention.
What do you mean? Josh Battle's obviously better as an unbised judge over here.
Well, I don't think Cal Wilkie gets in the final team. But
no, he would have been close. Can I ask you a question, though?
Of course.
You're a Hawks fan. I'm a Hawks fan.
Yep.
We know, as much as we love Josh Battle, there's no way in the world he should have been in the squad over Wilkie, is there?
Yeah, Wilkie had a superior year, just statistically and also just as a lockdown player. Like he was just better this season.
Then the other one, guys, Aaron Norton.
How have they gone with Darcy, who's kicked 12 less goals?
Yeah, but they've gone with Darcy because the X Factor, he's missed a heap of footy in that. Like Norton. And then Gold Coast, they threw Long in there as well. He's slightly different as well. Like, but I just don't know how Aaron Norton misses.
Yeah, I don't either.
All these players have to be in there. Like it's stiff for those players, some who have to miss out, obviously, because there are going to be players who will miss out. But you're right, like the likes of Darcy getting in and Jerry missing out, even though maybe only picking two ruckmen and Jackson over him, it's a bit stiff.
Does it beg the question that why release a squad?
Correct.
Like just release.
It's almost like, and then I think it's just for content, right? Because then what they'll do is after squad, they'll go, here's the second team. How would they go against the first team? Who should? And it's more and more clicks and that. And I understand it's the world we all live in. We sort of can't be hypocritical of it. We do it ourselves, let's be honest. But I will say this, for me, and just in one word, mine's Wilkie as the biggest snub because I think he could have actually made the team. Yep. Biggest snub, who would it be? In one word.
Yeah, Newcomb. Wilkie.
Oh, if we're saying that, we'll go Lewin Lawal.
Where's that come from?
I'd probably go Trish and Jerry.
Yeah, fair enough too. All right, let's start to get stuck into this list a little bit.
Yeah,
Bailey Smith. Yep. Is so much chat about Bailey Smith. Leo, what do you think? Is he going to make it?
He's not in my team, I'll tell you that. I just think in terms of his impact by foot, he's flashy, he's great with the meters game, but I just think the mids around him use it a bit better. So he goes at 64% disposal efficiency, which is less than Holmes, Bont, McClug, Richards, Nick Dacos, Anderson and Rao. The only one on 64 is Jordan Dawson, and I'd rather have Dawson in the side over Bailey Smith.
Dawson that can go and play as a key forward as well when you need him to.
And he's a bit better overhead. He's the captain. He's a great leader. He's my captain at least, Jordan Dawson. So I just think I'm leaving Bailey Smith out. It's stiff, but...
Is Bailey Smith victim of, going in and getting a hard nut ball and getting a quick handball out and then not possibly, or just chucking something on the boot when it's in the contest and perhaps the ball doesn't bounce the right way. Whereas a lot of these other players like Holmes, McCluggage, Richards, Dacos, they're all outside.
Yeah.
Similarly, you could say Anderson, probably Rao less so, and Bont less so, but he is.
I think that Rao, Anderson, and Bont. Rao's like is more combative midfielder, but I think Anderson and Bont can get the footy in a number of different ways. Yep. And I think that is a huge advantage for them. But I also just think what they do with the ball is better, and you just see them. You don't see them drifting in and out of games, really. They're consistent throughout. That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be watch. I think Bailey Smith's going to make it, but I'm with you. Like, if I'm looking at that team, there is other players that I would rather have in over him due to their impact. But he's had a very good year.
He's had a sensational
year. He has had a sensational year.
I prefer Max Holmes.
Well, I think Max Holmes had a better year.
Yep, I agree.
And I think that a lot of people agree with that. That's the beauty of what we're doing here, right? But I Max Holmes this year for me, and I've watched far more Geelong football than I have in past years.
Than what you've wanted to.
I think I've just watched more footy, to be honest. I've just been watching a disturbing amount of football this year. And what I've seen from Max Holmes is, and it's been pretty bloody incredible.
It's been exciting to watch.
Yeah, and I think Holmes is actually going to do really well in the Brownlow too, to be honest.
Sneaky.
Anyway, key defenders.
Yeah.
Because in terms of key defenders, we spoke about Wilkie's missed. Key and intercept defenders here. We've got Taylor's in the squad. Harris Andrews in the squad. Does Nick Voston make an appearance for the first time ever? Darcy Byrne-Jones is a halfback in the All-Australian team. Nick Voston doesn't have one. That does not sit okay with me. It
doesn't sit okay.
Talk to me, guys. What are we doing with the defenders?
I'm going with Taylor and Andrews as my key back pairing. Taylor has only lost 10 one-on-one contests from 63 actual contests, which is impressive. Yep. Andrews second in marks, fourth in intercepts, first in spoils. I think they're reliable down back. And I am going Voston. Get him in the team. Averages 19 touches, 7.5 intercepts, 6 marks. And I'm going to have Joshy Worrell on the other back pocket as well. He's had a sensational season. Second in intercepts and averaging 20 disposals and 5.5 marks. They're my sort of back four.
Yeah, I made a late change with mine because I did have Jacob Wiedering in there because I think considering Carlton's had such a terrible year, he didn't even make the squad. But I think considering he's had a terrible year, he's one of the best one-on-one players in the competition, and he just slotted in straight at any club, and he's just, I think when the ball's going down there, safe as houses, and I think he's, considering that whole defence was a rabble for a little while there, particularly the start of the season where the miscommunication, I thought he's a very good shout, but I probably just want to pip Harris Andrews ahead of him, just purely because of ladder position, really. But like you mentioned, Andrews obviously did have a fantastic year. I've got Vlaston in there, but there's a couple of names in yours, Leo, that I have in mind and you don't have in yours, which I'm questioning.
All right, let's get Leo's up and you tell us about those now. What are your questions here?
He doesn't have Markeen in there, which I'm very, very surprised over. He's gone with Andrews and Taylor over Markeen, which I think Markeen should be an ultra consistent all year. He's in the top 4 for intercept possessions.
He's first for intercepts.
It's either him or Worrell. Those two are battling it out for intercept possessions. So I think that's very stiff.
And you've gone the Heaney and Rankin route, and you have left Cozzy Pickett out.
Yeah, so I must admit, up until yesterday, I did have Cozzy and Keane in. I just think I prefer Andrews' ability for the 1%ers because I think you can get the intercepting from Taylor, Worrell, Voston. And I just think with Cozzy, I just look at Rankin and Heaney and I feel like they're the guy you go to win the game. Cozzy at different moments this season has either been stuck on the bench, has been put deep forward with little impact. Just think Rankin, you get a little bit more of the ball with him, and Heaney, you definitely get more of the ball with him, and a similar amount of goal return as well. So that's why I'm leaning that way.
Yep, fair enough too. Marcus, we'll get yours up now, and there's a couple, as you said, you got Keane in yours, and there is no Taylor. You don't have Gunston. Instead, you have included a third genuine key, a genuine tall in King goes into yours. So you both got Riley in there. You both got Jezza. You've gone King. You've gone with Rankin and Heaney as well.
I did, yeah.
You both picked 2 ruckmen.
Yeah.
So do you think they will pick 2 ruckmen?
Yeah, I don't think they will, but I just looked at the stats yesterday, and Grundy and Gawn have been so even this year. And I know Grundy's peaked probably higher, but I think Gawn was more consistent throughout the season.
Okay, then my question is this. have Grundy and Gawn both had a better year than, say, the 7th best midfielder? Who would be the other person you put in there?
Yeah,
and that's the question, right?
The question.
I think so. I think Gawn has a major impact on Melbourne. If Gawn doesn't play well, Melbourne don't play well.
Okay, very good.
Whereas I think there's other midfielders that can step up. Like ruck, it's a sole position, right?
It
in
is.
the midfield, you got 4 or 5 blokes who are running around there throughout the whole game that can have an impact. But I think Gawn, I think there's a little bit of recency bias there, possibly with Grundy, because he had an unreal last 8. Look, I have Grundy as my starting ruckman because I think he has been the best ruckman. But Gawn is probably quietly pushed aside and not thought about it. But in terms of my tools, I went with the 3-pronged. I went King, Thriller, and Jezza. I just think you got to fit Ben King in there. He's kicked the goal in every single game this year, barring obviously they play the Bombers. They're assuming he kicked a goal.
You'd hope so.
At the time of recording this. But also, I think it's worked. Like Adelaide are minor premiers with a 3-pronged attack of Fogarty, Thriller, and Tex Walker.
Ooh.
So it obviously works. So I think why not just get the 3 tools in there, cause a headache for some tall defenders.
Yeah, I prefer a bit of balance, and it's not biased.
The balance. This is the first time this year that we could actually see a truly balanced forward line when they announced the All-Australian, because you could have the 2 keys, your genuine third mid to large sized forward in Gunston. You could have then Heaney, who is a genuine forward midfielder, because then they get their midfielder in. And you could have 2 of Cozzy, Elliott, and Rankin, who are genuine small forwards, but can also go into the midfield.
Yep.
Well, 2 of them can. Very, very exciting. Great list, guys. Like them both. Hard to argue with either, but that's the issue, right? I don't have any problems with either of your lists, but there's more than 22 players in there if I combine them. So they're the issues we're going to have. I still don't understand a world in which Wilkie, Sherry and Norton don't make the 44. All right.
I did have Baz in there. We mentioned him before. I did have Baz on the bench. So, and he's also going to be winning a couple of other awards, which are coming up.
All right, beautiful.
All right, lads, do you know what the ASX means?
Mate, of course. And in fact, I'll let Marcus explain.
Don't throw me under the bus, Leo. To be honest, I have no clue.
Oh, what a surprise. It's actually the Australian Securities Exchange.
Well, I'll speak for Marcus on that one and say I'm pretty clueless with that stuff.
Well, lucky for you, Stockhead is a free website which gives you punting stock advice through the ASX.
Where can we check him out?
Check them out via stockhead.com.au.
Right, let's have a look at best recruit then, guys. Leo, we'll start with you.
I'm going with Matt Kennedy in this one. I think since he sort of came over from Carlton, he was a bit lost, didn't really know his role, and he found it at the Dogs, averaging 23 touches, 5 tackles, 5 clearances, and that's 21 goals this season. That's just a balanced half-forward midfielder, knows his role, and he's found it at the Dogs. He's also had 19 goal assists, so sharing the love as well. And I just want to give a bit of an unbiased shout-out to Josh Battle. Just a little unbiased one. He's just locked down the key defender every week. He's doing his bit.
There you go. Well, I mean, that's fair. I mean, like, he's made the squad.
He's made Hawthorn a better side.
He has.
Yeah.
Marcus?
Bazanka.
Yeah.
I think it's fair enough. I think after missing a whole year of footy in 2024, and in 2023, towards the back half of the year at the Dogs, he was getting pushed aside in that midfield. He was getting played on the wing a lot. He was getting in between, I'd say, 17 to 22 disposals for the Dogs. And for him to just seamlessly fit in and lead that Cats midfield and be one of the best players in the competition this season, he's going to be in the shout for a Brownlow. I just think that's unbelievable for a guy that's missed so much footy. Yeah. He's had so much external media and outside scrutiny towards him. For him to just come in and get 35 every week and chip in with a goal here and there, he's just, without him, I don't think Geelong would be where they are.
Yeah, I've seen it year after year with the Cats. They just find a way. So on that front, but in terms of recruit, I think I think I'll be with you here, Marcus. I think Baz has been the fact we're talking about him being he's probably going to be an All-Australian. We're talking about him maybe winning the Brownlow. It's pretty bloody incredible. Yeah. So all right, next. Is this an obvious one? But we'll do it. Best coach.
Yeah, I reckon
surely
Matty Nicks. Surely
has
right?
to be.
Has to be.
He took the Crom from 15 to first. I think that's the biggest sort of gap ever to close down. Well done.
Yeah, mentioned in the Wrap Show, it's best ever Adelaide Crows win-loss ratio in the club's history. Are there any other honourable mentions though?
Whoever wins the flag could be Nicks.
Whoever wins the flag. Could Dimmer be there if Gold Coast win their first?
I thought it was going to be
final?
Bevo halfway through the season. They were starting to look good. Everyone was talking about this. I think I said on some platform they're one of the three teams that can win the flag. So I was wrong there, obviously. But I think Hardwick's done a good job with the Suns as well.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know.
Hard not to mention, but I think it's a
Nick's.
one-horse race.
It is a
it's
one-horse
gotta be
race.
Nick's,
It's
yeah.
Nick's? We like it. All right. Where there's good, there's bad, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Biggest disappointment of the year.
Well, you just mentioned Bevo, so I'm going the Dogs. I just think without all this, you got Bontempelli, you got Libba, Richards, Darcy, Norton, Bailey, Dale. You got all these guys. Mini Bont. Like, why aren't they a top 4 team? Well, we're going to get into it with our season wrap
They
show
had the
forward.
best list.
They had the best.
list. Do they have the best list in the
Oh, it's
competition?
close. Their
just the
back
back
line
line,
is an
yes,
issue.
yes.
But at the start of the season, last year, remember how good Glob was as a genuine key defender last year, plus Jones? We're like, oh, no, they've worked out their issues down back.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I just think, big disappointment for, I guess, how the season panned out as well. Only beating one top 8 side, and that was GWS twice. So
There you go.
big disappointment.
Marcus?
I'm going to go Port Adelaide. In Ken's final season, the farewell season, and Boki's farewell season, the fall-off has to be studied a little bit here because they went from second, home qualifying final, and dropped all the way to 13th. Look, we know how the final season ended last season, but we were left with, we're left with more questions than answers about Port Adelaide, which is not great, but they got Josh Carr, so hopefully better things on the horizon there.
Yeah, succession plans don't work. We know that. You could have seen this coming. Like, it was obvious. You can't have 2 coaches. Like, you just can't have co-coaches, and that's what essentially it was. They were caught between 2 game plans. Who knows what was going on there?
Apart from these two, Wally, do you have a disappointment? Can be player, coach, club.
You could say stats
Will
guys
Day's
host.
Will Day's foot. That's a good.
That's been hurting me.
Essendon's injury list.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
a
North
disappointment.
Melbourne have been a genuine disappointment. They were the team that were meant to improve. They have shown no improvement, and they've just handed Richmond a second top 5 draft pick.
Yep.
And for Richmond to do what they did with their list and their coach versus North Melbourne to do what they did with their list and their coach makes no sense.
Yep.
So North Melbourne for me, I don't want to kick them while they're down, but occasionally you deserve it. All right, guys, back to the positive. Best game of the year.
There's a few.
There
I want
is.
to put up
There's
a
a
couple
lot.
here. Look, Pies Freo round 19, I think gets a shout out for me. Great comeback from Freo, and the last final minutes in that was sensational. Some of the most gripping football you've seen this year. But my vote's going to go to Pies Cats in round 8. It was the crisp after the siren shot that missed. But that was just sort of, Geelong had the game done. I stopped checking the scores. It was over. And then all of a sudden the Pies from nowhere make the game out of it, make it exciting. And the last flying shot from Crisp just missing. What that was just a fantastic
That was in
game.
his
He
record.
kicks that. That's everyone's best.
That was his record-breaking game.
Yes,
for
it
him
was.
as
Yeah,
well,
that was
wasn't
the
it?
whole
So it was
thing,
written in
so.
the stars. It was almost say there's a little bit of match fixing. No, I'm just kidding. But
Oh,
it was written in the stars. Was the perfect story.
What about you, Marcus?
I just think if you're going to look from the very first siren to the last, every single minute, I think it's got to be Sydney Swans versus the Western Bulldogs.
That's a
at the
great
SCG.
shout. That was such a good game.
That was one of the best. Like you had it written down there as well, but sorry to steal the thunder. But
That's all right, mate.
momentum swings. There was goals from everywhere. There was great goals. Darcy started like a house on fire, and then
Heaney
you had
and Fraser,
Heaney and
wasn't it?
Fraser that were
absolute-
just trading blows at either end. Norton was having a go. There was a bit of biff in there as well. There was a lot on the line.
Lob and Francis were going at it, weren't they?
Because the Dogs, at the time, it did seem like a must-win sort of game for the Dogs. It was very big. But that's the winner for me. But I want to go through a couple of honourable mentions as well that Leo
Please
didn't
do.
call out. Gold Coast versus Adelaide. Look, it didn't get the crowd or the plaudits that I mentioned, but that was back in round 4. And you think back to it was Mac
a good
versus
game.
Thriller.
Yeah,
there was a bit of biff.
the
There was-
non-kick for Rankin.
The non-kick for Rankin, there was there was the controversy around his goal. He didn't get that. Also, King's birthday was a shout. Colin would win that by a point in one of the most
That was a
tense
good
final
game.
quarters. The miracle at Marvel.
But was that a good game?
St Kilda.
No.
It was a good final quarter, but that's why I went with Sydney Western Bulldogs.
okay.
And the last one I want to mention was probably Port Freo around 22. Alex
Yeah.
Pearce match winner. That you look back on it now.
Ended up being a great game.
Got them finals.
Yep. Yep. Very, very good. Very good. All right. Our best moment. Our best moment of the year to wrap us up here, guys.
Well, you kind of teased it, Marcus. It's got to be Nas versus the D's in that last quarter. 46-point comeback. He takes the specky, kicks the goal, nerves of steel to tie it up. And then the 6-6-6 infringement, 8 seconds left. He just, the set play, the goal after the siren. That is just magic.
Yep. Scored about 100 Supercoach points in 60 seconds, that man.
Yeah.
And
that's efficiency.
Yeah, shout out to him because he won a game over my mate in Supercoach because I had him captain.
Oh, there you
and
go.
he was a Melbourne supporter too, so that's extra salt, extra salt in the wounds. But that is by far and away not only the specky as well in the dying minutes, but also the match-winning goal.
It's one of the best minutes of football I've seen a player ever play.
Yeah.
And it's one of the greatest moments. But thank you very much, gentlemen. That's fantastic. That'll do us for the Mega Awards show.
Yep.
As we always say, make sure you're subscribing on YouTube, following us on social media. Thank you to Stockhead. Thank you to our producer, Gerald. And we'll be back next with a review of all the teams that have missed the 8.